What's going on, y'all? It's your main man, Rick the Dog. Hey! So anyway, fellas, I'm sorry. I'm going to tell the ladies a few of our secrets. I'm not going to give them all of them. I'm not going to give them our best secrets, the ones we really hold tight. I'm going to give them a few of them that I think will, help them figure some things out. Because right now, ladies is doing this right here in the men's room. They're trying to find the light switch. I'm going to just say, hey, it's over there. I'm gonna do that for the ladies. This episode is brought to you by the Rick the Dawn podcast, available everywhere. It's my new podcast. There's a link in the comment section. Check it out. Throw your main man some love with a 5-star rating, 4-star, whatever. All right, here we go, y'all. So number 5, men look at 5 to 75 women per day sexually. Yeah, sorry, ladies. It doesn't matter if it's a pastor. It doesn't matter if it's a pope. It doesn't matter if it's a husband. After the age of about, what age was it? I want to say after the age of 13, that is when it happens, right? And men look at 5 to 75 women per day sexually. It just sounds bad to hear, but every guy right now is agreeing. Matter of fact, fellas, if I'm not lying, like the video. Fellas, if I'm not lying, like the video. Look, I don't know what happened. It happened all in one sudden, situation. I was 12 years old, and then I was 13 years old, and then I noticed boobs and everything else. It was just like, wait, has that always been there? And ever since that day, it just never went away. It's about that the latter half of 8th grade. That's about when it turns on. So if you have a son, you'll probably notice his behavior might switch and change. It just is what it is. All right, number 4, men are easy and will always fall victim to a woman if tempted. Now, there's this whole stigma out there that men are, or there's such thing as a good man. How do I say this, fellas, without blowing our cover? All right, let me clean it up a little bit in my brain. Okay, here it is. I cleaned it up. Men will just about sleep with 60% of the women on the planet without any effort on their part. Yep. There's if you get a guy, and I'm talking about any guy, just pick a random guy out of a crowd, place him in the middle of a room, and go get 5 women, randomly pick 5 women. More than likely, he would, have intercourse with at least 4 of the 5 with no effort on their part. Let's be more fair. Let's not treat us like animals. I would say 3 of the 5 women could easily have intercourse with him without any effort on their part. They don't have to look a certain way. They don't have to do anything. That's just what I'm telling you. It's crazy. It's insane. Like, yeah, it's insane. And I think that it works great because women are not that way. Women require build up. They require conversation. Because if women were truly like men, because there's this whole stigma that women are now like guys and that they are just as, promiscuous as guys, it's just not possible. It's just not. Like, if you knew the thoughts of a man, then you would understand what I'm saying. It's just not possible for a woman to be as overdriven sexually as a man. It's just not possible. And thankfully, it's not, because women require, dialogue and things of that nature. And that is what keeps the balance of Earth in place, because the minute women turned the switch and became guys and thought like we thought, it's over. It's just not going to work. It's going to be kids everywhere. It's just not going to work. So anyway, that's the balance of life. I think guys, they like to pursue, women like to be pursued. And I think that balance keeps things in place. All right, next. Men end up with a woman that mirrors their mother. A lot of times, guys, whether they know it or not, they typically look for a woman that gives them or provides them the same comfort as their mother did. And it's crazy. It's crazy. I'm not saying that if you look at a guy's girlfriend or wife, she'll look like his mother. I'm saying that happens sometimes, but more times than sometimes, that woman does something for that guy that his mother used to do. All right. Or that woman that he's with makes him feel in a way what his mother used to make him feel, or does make him feel like. And that's crazy if you think about it. If you can, Look at a guy you're dating. Look at someone you know, a friend of yours that's dating someone, and look if you can find the commonalities between who he's dating and his mother. I'm telling you, it'll be there. All right, next. Men need three things. We don't need a lot. We only need three things. We only need food and water, or I would say consumables. All right, food and water. We need sex and we need space. Those are the three things we need. Of course, there are other things, that are important. Of course, there are other things. I'm just telling you from a basic and very, very rudimentary level, or at a rudimentary level, men need those three things: consumables, meaning food and water to live, sex to be happy, and then space to reflect. That's the only three things a man need. Okay. And my final one, number one, is when a woman gives a man sex, she loses value. Okay. I said this not long ago, and someone responded to it, and that response is what prompted me to even do this little dialogue here. But let's say a guy sees a woman he likes, and let's say that he perceives her to be a 9 out of 10 in terms of attractiveness, a 9 out of 10, right? And the minute she gives in and has relations with that guy, she will immediately drop between 5 and 1.5 points on this ranking scale. Okay, so let's say at worst, if she's a 9, she's going to drop down to a 7.5, 100% of the time. Okay, like I said, between 0.5 and 1.5 points, she's going to drop, and I don't know why that is. I think what it is, if you force me to ask the question, why is that? I would say men tend to be very visual, and what stimulates us is a new woman. It just is what it is. It happens. And the minute that woman is not new anymore, it's something that happens all the time. I mean, you go to a car lot, you see a car you like, you buy it. It's like, wow, I like this car. And then once you've driven it for a week or two, it's like, all right, I'm over it. Or, you are very hungry. You're like, man, I'm starving. I could eat anything right now. And speaking of which, let me just take a pause. I just realized I have not eaten today. It's insane. Like, I didn't even realize it. I've been working so hard today that I didn't even know I didn't eat. But anyway, off topic. The point is, you're really hungry, and then you take your first bite, you take your second bite. It's like, I'm not really hungry anymore. That's exactly what the phenomenon is. So when a woman gives in sexually, she loses value. It just is. I'm sorry. So here's how you combat that. Here's the workaround. If you are someone who's constantly having issues with guys, and you're not finding the guy that you want, then it's really simple how to fix that. When you meet the next guy, refrain from having sex, and you will retain your value. You'll continue to be the hot commodity, right? Because the minute you give in, you're going to lose 1.5% or 1.5 points of your value. Okay. It's just like when they say when you drive a car off the lot, it depreciates. Same thing. When a guy gets to test drive what you're working with, you depreciate. Yeah, it is what it is. And it's real simple. It's funny. It's kind of funny that women haven't figured this out yet. Like, it's so funny. If you just held out for 30 days or so, I'm not talking about 5 days. I mean 30 to 60 days. If you held out, you would get married instantly, because that guy will do anything. In fact, the longer you make him wait, he's not. I know what the conventional thinking is if I make him wait, he'll find somebody else. Yeah, he may. But when he finds somebody else and she gives in, you will still retain your value. The only difference is you'll have a counterpart. Your female counterpart, which you're probably competing with. But the problem is for her is that she gave in. And let's say you are 9 and you never, have sexual relations. Maybe you have morals, you have standards, and he meets a girl that's an 8, and then he has sexual relations with her. She will instantly drop between 0.5 and 1.5 points. She'll go down to an 8. You'll still be she'll go down to a 7 because she was 8 before. She'll go down to a 7 because he's already unpeeled the wrapper. He knows what it is. All the surprise is gone, and then you will still be a 9. So she will have more problems than you will. Right. And, that's just what it is. I'll give you a perfect example. I was dating a lady, and, she was saving herself for marriage. She had already lost her virginity, but I think she had rededicated herself to Christ. And of course, as a Christian myself, I completely respected that. And, I had to, what she called, court her. And it was 2 months. I went 2 months without, being able to do what I wanted to do from day one. And you would have thought that I would have said, you know what, this is a waste of time. Let me go somewhere else. No, I was so engaged because, the thing that happens when a woman holds out, it makes the man feel like she has morals. It makes the man feel like she cares about herself. When a woman just instantly has sex with a guy on the first night, she loses so much value, not because he's already felt what you are, seen what you are, but he loses respect for you because it's like, wait a minute, like if it was that easy for me, once I, marry this woman or date this woman, it'll be that easy for the next person. One of the most effective things that a woman could ever do when she meets a guy is just hold out. That's one of the most effective things a woman can do. And it shows that the woman has self-respect. And a lot of times guys inadvertently, not really telling you that they're doing this, but a lot of guys, when they're with a woman, a lot of times their brain wanders and say, how would she be if she was the mother of my child or my daughters, especially my daughter? I had that thought all the time. So if you're a woman and you give out within, one day, he's going to immediately say, and it's going to be subconscious. He's not going to say it. He's not going to probably even think it consciously, but on a subconscious basis, he's going to say, wow, that was so easy. And she obviously doesn't have any respect for herself. He's not going to say that. It's going to be subconscious. I don't know if I would want her to raise my daughter. I'm telling you, it's a fact. It's a fact. Ask any guy. Show any guy this video, or if you're watching or you're listening to my podcast, let any guy hear this. He's going to be like, he's not lying, sis. He's not lying. All right. So that's what it is, ladies. I'm not going to keep going because I could. And obviously I left off tons of different things. Hey, what's up, Myron? Hey, bro. Look, I respect you, bro. Thank you for supporting me, man. I really do appreciate that. Myron is in the building. But anyway, that's what I wanted to tell y'all. And if this gets a nice reception, I'll come back and do some more. But I don't want to tell all, like I said, I don't want to tell all our secrets because the guys, we stick together, right? So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you appreciated that. If so, you know what to do. I'll holler at you. Peace.